Did you know that a single, solitary legal clause can literally be the difference between a thriving business and a total shutdown? Crazy, right? But in today's fast-paced world, legal literacy just isn't for lawyers anymore. It's actually a critical survival skill for every single entrepreneur, professional, and creator out there. I'm your host, and welcome to Law Labs.
Okay, I know, it sounds super dramatic, but a total shutdown over just one tiny clause? That's the absolute reality of the world we're operating in today. Look, for the longest time, there's been this massive misconception that the law is, exclusively for folks sitting in tall glass office buildings. But actually, scratch that. The rules of the game are shifting right beneath our feet. The law is for you. It's the foundational tool for your daily operations and really your ultimate success.
Just think about the stark contrast between a thriving, growing business and one that's suddenly forced to board up its windows. What actually sits between those two vastly different outcomes? Honestly, it's often just a few lines of text on a page. We're talking about a clause in a contract you signed, or, let's be real, a terms of service agreement you totally blindly clicked past. Knowing exactly which side of the equation your decisions are pushing you toward, well, that's what separates the true innovators from the people who just get left behind.
So, how exactly do we navigate this incredibly high-stakes landscape? Well, at Law Labs, our mission is to decode the intersection of law, technology, and commerce. We are living in a time where these three massive pillars are just constantly crashing into each other. And our goal is to sit right there at that busy intersection, totally untangle the complexity, and decode the rules for you.
You can kind of think of us as your personal legal R&D department. Now, when you think of research and development, you probably think of experimentation, analysis, testing boundaries, and of course, finding actual solutions. And that is exactly the energy we're bringing to legal literacy here. We're absolutely not here to just sit and read dusty old books at you. No way.
Because we don't just recite statutes or memorize boring sections. Instead, we literally put the law under a microscope to see how it actually functions out there in the real world. We care deeply about how these rules are going to impact your career and, let's be honest, your bottom line. We want to see how the law breathes, how it breaks down when push really comes to shove, and most importantly, how you can actually use it to your advantage.
So, whether it's navigating complex startup agreements and protecting your intellectual property, or trying to understand the totally shifting landscape of digital rights and labor laws, we are going to break down the topics that actually matter, the stuff that's going to move the needle for your career and your business.
Our process is pretty simple, but it is incredibly effective. We take those dense, totally unreadable paragraphs, we strip away all the confusion, and we turn that awful legal jargon into an actionable strategy. You're not just leaving this explainer with some new knowledge, you're leaving with a clear roadmap. So, if you want to stay ahead of the curve and really build a legally sound future, you're in exactly the right place. Join the lab, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's start experimenting with the law together.
Quick disclaimer before we wrap up. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional legal advice. For any specific legal issues facing your business, please always consult with your own legal counsel. Right, so with all that said, now that you are officially armed with a brand new perspective on legal literacy, what is the very first legal blind spot in your business that you are going to uncover today? Think about that for a minute, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.